A day in history when time stood still. As said by President Roosevelt, a date which will live in infamy. On December 7th, 1941, hundreds of Japanese fighter planes attacked the American naval base Pearl Harbor. Over 2,000 soldiers lost their lives that day, and 1,000 were injured. According to digitalhistory.edu, in the first wave of Japanese fighter planes, within half an hour, the U.S. Pacific Fleet was virtually destroyed. And in the second wave, out of 400 aircraft, 188 had been destroyed and 159 were severely damaged. On December 8, 1941, President Franklin Roosevelt addressed Congress with a declaration of war. Congress approved this declaration of war and the United States entered World War II. 3 days later, Japanese allies, Germany and Italy, declared war against the United States. In President Roosevelt's address to Congress, he uses some very excellent techniques. The people of the United States were angry, and so was our president, but he kept his composure. When President Roosevelt states in his address to Congress, during the intervening time, the Japanese government has deliberately sought to deceive the United States by false statements and expressions of hope of continued peace. You can hear the anger in his voice. During this address to Congress, President Roosevelt's tone fluctuates with his emotions. You can hear the emotion in his voice when he states, "No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people, in their righteous might, will win through an absolute victory. I believe I interpret the will of Congress and of the people when I assert that we will not only defend ourselves to the utmost, but we will make very certain that this form of treachery shall never endanger us again." When President Roosevelt addressed Congress, he wasn't only addressing Congress, but the nation as well. When doing this, he not only spoke professionally, but with emotion. Another great technique I noticed was President Roosevelt's body language. He doesn't move very much, but you can tell by looking at him he is focused and serious about what he is saying. President Roosevelt's address to Congress had a big impact on me. To think something like this could happen on our own homeland is scary. My brother serves in our Navy, and it's very hard for me to even imagine the possibility of something like this happening. But when President Roosevelt addressed our nation, although he was very angry and taken by surprise, spoke in a calm and informing manner, I can only hope to obtain this level of professionalism and concentration Franklin Roosevelt had on that day. His speech was not only professional, but filled with emotion as well. Roosevelt's address to the nation regarding Pearl Harbor is and will always be one of the most memorable of all time. It is a very important piece of our nation's history. He demonstrates great techniques. At the time of crisis, our president was still able to keep his composure and address our nation. His speech has not only impacted me, but many Americans. I would also like to give my deepest condolences to the men and women who have lost their lives fighting for our country. And also say thank you to the men and women who have served and are still serving now. We are the land of the free because of the brave. Thank you.